Hey boys and girls, Mrs. Branch here. I'm going to go ahead and continue to read our story for science. We were lucky enough to have Miss Cunningham read pages 1 through 11, and I'm going to read a little bit more of our story today. So let's go ahead and get started. Okay, class, you noticed that the sky was white last Thursday and blue on the other days, Miss Patel said. Was it the exact same shade of blue each day? Simon replied. No, sometimes it was clear, deep blue, and the other days it was pale, like a robin's egg. Can the sky only be white or blue? Have you seen any other colors? Anita asked. I think it can be really colorful at sunset, Dennis said. I saw a red sunset the other day. Anita added, It's colorful at sunrise, too. What do these things have to do with our friend's trouble breathing when the sky looked white last Thursday? Asked Simon. Everything in the atmosphere impacts the colors we see in the sky, Miss Patel said. As you just noticed, the sky isn't always blue. Today we can see white and different shades of blue. This has to do with solids and liquids in the atmosphere. So she's showing aerosols and particles in the sky. So it's showing that there's some human sources, cars, factories, changes to the land. And then there's some natural sources, pollen, volcanoes, fire, desert, dust, and sea salt. So different things that can get up into the sky, which could possibly change the color of the sky, right? Maybe. What do you mean? Simon asked. I don't think I've seen anything solid in the atmosphere before, Miss Patel replied. There are tiny solid particles in the air that we call aerosols. Some are natural and some come from human activities. Anita asked, How tiny are they? As small as a ladybug? They are actually smaller than the spots on a ladybug. Aerosols include pollen, dust, soot from wildfires, ash from volcanoes. They also come from the exhaust pipes on cars and factories, smokestacks, Miss Patel explained. So aerosols make the sky different colors? Simon asked. Aerosols are part of it, but it's more complicated than that, Miss Patel responded. The angle of the sun and the way sunlight is scattered in the atmosphere creates the colors we see in the sky, and aerosols can affect those colors. She continued, Aerosols also impact air quality. This is complicated too, because in addition to aerosols, there are also some gases we can't see that impact air quality. Dennis added, This does sound complicated. I think we need to make some observations about the colors we see in the sky so we can understand more about the atmosphere. Excellent idea, Dennis. Let's make a plan, Anita said. Miss Patel asked, How do you think you will record these observations? It would be easy for me to take more photos of the sky, Simon said. Anita added, You know me, I always have my science journal in my backpack. For this project, I'll use my colored pencils to draw what I see. I have an idea for how to record my observations. I want to work on it before I show it to you, Dennis said. Have you thought about when you're going to make your observations? Miss Patel asked. Since the weekend is coming up, we could do mid-morning and evening observations on Saturday and Sunday, Anita said. Then we can compare our data on Monday. That sounds like a great plan, said Miss Patel. This is the same kind of work done by scientists who study aerosols. They make observations just like you described. Remember that we're looking at the color of the sky and not the color of the clouds. All right, here we go. So Saturday at 10 a.m., they're observing the sky. Saturday at 7:30 p.m., looks like the sun is going down and they're making some more observations. It looks like at 10 o'clock they said the sky is blue overhead, light blue near the horizon. At 7:30 they observed several colors. The sky has lots of colors now. The edges of the clouds have more colors too. All right, so they're doing the same thing on Sunday. and they're making their observations. What we noticed in the sky, so they went back. On Monday, during science class, the kids spread out all their data on a table. Wow, you gathered a lot of information this weekend. What do you notice about the data? Ms. Patel asked. It's cool to see that we each recorded some of the same information, even though we did it in different ways, said Anita. Dennis, your data collection sheet was so organized. Thanks, Dennis replied. I created this so I could collect the same types of information each time. I only had a pencil when I made my observations, so it doesn't show the colors in the sky. Next time, I think it would be good to use colored pencils, just like Anita did. I like all of the methods you use to record your observations, and I agree with Anita and Dennis's sheet was a good way to organize the information, Ms. Patel said. Let's use Dennis's data sheet when we make more observations in the future, Anita suggested. Good idea. Since we have so many observations here, let's work together to organize what we observed, Simon suggested. Then we can record our information in one place on the board. And that's where we will stop for today. See you later, boys and girls.